So firstly, with the cash and transit robber, what I did, I had to look at when they started committing the crime and why. And I found that a person doesn't just wake up and they become a cash and transit robber. It's a process. So it's a pathway, like I explained. That's what a criminal career does, criminal career research does. So then what I found with the 40 offenders that I interviewed is that they started committing crime at a very young age. They were between the ages of 11 and 15. If you look at the average of the people that I interviewed, they said they were between the ages of 11 and 15, and they started with petty crimes. So what happens when they see that they're being arrested, that this crime is becoming risky, they lay low. But then that doesn't mean that they stop committing crime. Then they move to committing other types of crime.
Okay.
But as soon as they see a gap, then they come back, they go back and hit. Because we are working with highly professional offenders here. So if you are going to give your police officer, like for example, the kind of weapons, for example, that the cash and transit robbers use, they are high caliber weapons. They use AK-47s. They use R5s and they use very high caliber weaponry. So
you're talking about them being properly resourced and being careful planners. Where do they get the intelligence from for them to be able to pull off their missions?
Their mission. So what I asked, because there's also a perception that they have military background and military training. So out of the 40 that I interviewed, only one person had military background.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, my research was actually done in 2014.
Yes.
And things change. And that's the thing about research. You do research and then it actually...
But there's
there's additional information that comes up after your information has been published. But out of the research that I did, I didn't find the military training. Only one person was military trained.
But how do they do the preparations?
The preparations.
There are several things, I suppose, that happen.
So this is a quote. This is a quote that I was given, and it actually summarizes everything. The one guy told me that excellence, he said, we are repeatedly what we do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but it's a habit. So they've done it so many times, they've practiced so many times that it actually becomes a habit and they excel in it. And with the cash and transit robbers as well is that a person is not recruited because they are a cash and transit robber.
Yeah, but
you get recruited because you are good in a certain skill.
Yes.
So if, for example, you are great in hijacking, then you are going to be recruited to hijack vehicles for the crime because you have that skill. So they have different skills which actually complement their entire group.
Now, there's another discovery that you made during your research, which I'd like you to expand on a bit, tell me a bit more about. It's got to do with the role of Inyangas, the Sangomas. What do they say about that?
Okay, so we're just speaking about preparation now, and a cash and transit robbery gets planned over a number of weeks and months. It takes long. It's not something that happens, they plan today and then they hit tomorrow. So in the planning process, one of the people who are very important is a Sangoma. So they say it. This is what they say to me. They say that they have to visit a Sangoma before they hit, because a Sangoma is believed to be clairvoyant and to be connected basically to the ancestors. So if you go to a Sangoma, Sangoma is able to see, you know, because of the gift of clairvoyance, to see if the robbery is going to be successful or not.
And they can call it off?
And they can, there's actually a certain in certain instances, they say that they go to a Sangoma says, listen, things are going to go wrong. You're either going to get arrested, you're going to be shot, things are going to go wrong, so you have to call this off. And they actually do that.